Okay, guys, this is Alex from Brightfield Studios. I am back again for an episode 5 of this Foundation 1.6 preview build Let's Play. And last time we left off, we had just completed our clothing chain. We had set up a nice system of a sheep farm with weavers and then the tailor's workshop to get some shirts flowing. We also have the cheese chain up and running. We got some fishermen set up so they can gather fish for us. And I really just love discovering this little alleyway right here. It's adorable, going up to the fishing facilities. So I want to celebrate that by bringing out some of its nice features and adding a plant arch. And I think I'm gonna do that on both sides because I really think that this little alleyway here is quite adorable. So I'm gonna plop those in. It doesn't have any doesn't bring any benefits other than it looks nice, and of course it has actually a desirability add-on effect. However, due to the church and the well, I hardly doubt that this area is already quite desirable to live nearby. Other than that, I was thinking we should start expanding, and one of those things that is a telltale sign of that is the fact that I am running out of trees. We've cleared out the trees here. These are for bushes. This is some rocks. These are all cleared out. And so we actually need to either start a reforestation program using the, I believe it's called a forester camp, or I can invest in expanding my area. And I think I'm going to do that because we're busting our budget anyway. So I'm going to buy this little territory right here, which allows us to start working our way to this huge monument of a rock facade here. And it's part of this new expansion or patch that allows you to search the rocks to see if there are any minerals in there, or prospect as it's called. But primarily for now, the reason why I'm doing it is I need the wood. So we're going to color all of this in, get all the wood we can get, and it's also conveniently nearby to our woodcutter camp, so they don't have that far to walk. So that suits us just fine. And then we're going to start setting up our bread chain, which starts off with the wheat farm, which I'm thinking we can plop down right about here by the road, and then we'll have the farm itself curve around. The wheat fields curve around here. And after the wheat farm has been built, it will start to produce grain, which needs to be milled into flour. And I'm thinking a cool place to place the windmill is on the top here, so it really catches the wind as it blows across our fair city of Brightfield. There's a minor error with that, and that's the way it's clipping into the ground here. We get this gap here, but I'm fairly certain we can clean that up with the use of some bushes. And I think that's going to look just fine. So I'm going to place that right there. It's sort of exposed militarily, but I'm fairly certain that in the old days, some of these buildings, they weren't covered by the security of the time. And as we expand, and we're definitely going to build up on this plateau here, the windmill will be included again. So for now, let's just hope there are no bandits raiding us anytime soon. And knowing this game, I know that's fairly certain won't happen, unless I'm going to be completely caught by surprise. So with our farm set up and our windmill on our way, or they're both on their way, we can start looking into the next part of this journey for the bread, which is, I feel like actually we're sort of on a Discovery Channel how it's made kind of episode on how is bread made. And it all starts at the farm with the farmers who grow the wheat. And we're actually the step before where we're looking at how the farm itself is made. And then after we've followed the wheat going to the windmill, turning into flour, we have the opportunity to follow it as it turns into bread. And we have to take a quick intermission from our Discovery episode because we just seem to have lost a battle, which is not good. That can result in a lot of wounded soldiers, and definitely we have received no rewards for our efforts, unfortunately. But we do have promotions, so let's look into that. So, having played this a little bit before, promotions can be a fairly strenuous thing for your city. So what it says is that what's good about promoting people is that it allows you to generate extra revenue based on their needs. However, if you don't think about that carefully, you don't think about the fact that they actually have extra needs, which has a big effect on the global happiness. So what I have done sometimes before when I have lots of money and I think to myself, oh, I want to earn a lot of money, I just promote everyone here because then they'll be buying more stuff and I'll be able to earn more money and capitalism, whoop-de-doo. And then I realized, wait a minute, all these people now, when they turn into becoming serfs, they now have new needs. You can see they have housing and they have faith. And with a sudden influx of, let's say, 20 to 30 more serfs, suddenly my church is not able to withstand the onslaught of faithful serfs who are in need of going to church. And so everyone gets unhappy, and then everyone starts leaving, and then basically I have to wait until a lot of the serfs have left so that they don't have enough pressure on my church. So long story short, you need to be a little bit careful with how many people you want to promote at a time. The same counts for when going to commoner. Look, now they need clothes, and currently I'm doing fairly well on clothes, so I can actually do turn a lot of people into commoners. However, they do also then require a better housing, which means they need to be able to upgrade, and you can also see that they are more picky on their food. They actually require more advanced food setup. So we need to be a little bit careful, and I think a really cool way of role playing this is looking at what kind of roles they have and what level they are. So given that they're a level 1, they're fairly new in town, they're probably really bad at what they're doing. So that's something I can follow it by. They probably won't be as efficient, be considered as a contributing part of society, so they probably won't rank up as quickly. And also I want to look a little bit at what kind of role they have, and given my limited knowledge of medieval times, I can assume that some people had a more higher standard of living than others. So I'm thinking maybe a trader could potentially be of a higher class in society than maybe a forager or maybe a fisherman. And so I'm going to use that to as my compass when I limit my promotions here. And we can start by looking at our commoners. And I'm thinking we should definitely get this tailor up and running. He's level 3 and he's a tailor. I'm also thinking carpenters should be well paid. So we'll get both of those guys up. And there you go, I'm out of money. So that was enough promotions for today. Let's dismiss for now and get back to them. I have noticed a little bit of a glitch, and that is the fact that if when I press the enough promotions for today, I've sort of done that task and I have to wait a whole month until I can promote again. However, if I just press the little cross, it actually closes and I can continue promoting people at a later time until it disappears, which could be useful given that you want to maybe squeeze in 1 or 2 more promotions before that timer runs out. So that's just a little thing you can think about. So here you can see the faithful slots, and given that we only have around 13 people, we have 9 serfs and 11 commoners, so around 20 people in total could potentially want faith at the same time, and I'm covered for now. I can go all the way up to 35, but that's the example of where if you were to promote way too many people at once, you would have to build more churches and you'd have to accommodate for all those new needs. So you have to be careful of that unless you want to risk getting a negative impact on your global happiness. We can see here we have 9 people who are lacking the food, and we have 2 people lacking faith, and we can see the rates changing there, 1.51 on, but decreasing on the food side. So that's good. I think we're doing well. 0 people have decided to join us, and the reason for that is that employment and residential space is just on average, so the probability is low. But we can live with that as long as things are being built and we see progress. We can be happy. Let's speed things up a bit here. We can't spend all this episode just talking about theory. But it's definitely starting to pick up and take some shape. Here our soldiers are back. Unfortunately, they have been defeated. And let's see the damage. Well, we have only 1 wounded, so that's not that bad. So we'll try not to send him out, but we can definitely get some more people into the military, I think. Let's get 2 more people up and running, and I'm going to move our limited weapon supply to those who can fight, and hopefully Laureen and Yolande will train a little bit, and then we're going to send them on their way for a new mission. We got John here. He's still unemployed. Let's have a look at our workplace list and see if we can assign him to anything useful. Currently, we don't have a lot that needs to be set in place. We should definitely trade out those shirts. Let's see here for trade. We need the bread though before we can sell those shirts. So that would be most useful to get the bread up and running. Let's set John on something else. Let's get him on maybe as a transport. We could just put him as a transport, unless these are done anytime soon. The wheat farm doesn't take that long. I'm gonna actually leave John for the moment to be put on the wheat farm. That way we can get straight to producing grain, and that grain has to go somewhere. So let's see if we have a slot for that, which we don't. Do I have another granary going? No, I only have 1 granary, so we're gonna need a granary as well. So let's get that cracking. Here's Farmer John. He's gonna be set up, and we're gonna give him some land to grow the wheat on, like so. I think could be good. Maybe like this. We want maybe let's get a little path going as well. Actually, like this. Let's see how that works out. I think this could be cool. And then we can make a fence around it on each side. Let's start with that, and then we'll tweak it. So that means the farm is set up. We can let John get to work, and we need to get a granary going. And this granary, we're going to plop down. Let's plop it here. So we got like, where's the other granary? It's right there. Is that a little bit close? Maybe it's a little bit close. We could put it here. Let's put it here. It's also close, but I mean everything is close in this little town, so that's fine. We got 2 new people incoming and an envoy that wants to meet us. This time we're not going to let him escape. We are going to see what we can do for him. Bread in 15 days. That is not a lot of days, given that it has to be first be produced, then it has to go to the windmill, and then it has to be baked. How are we doing on the windmill? It's almost done. And how are we doing on people? We're going to get 2 more, so we can put this guy on the windmill and this guy on the bakery. I'm going to try it. Let's go for it. So we'll go on estates, and we want to invest in, maybe we want to invest this in the kingdom. I'm going to put it on kingdom just because we haven't done too well on the fighty part of this game so far, and we need the influence. So we've accepted that quest, which means that we now have to produce 5 loaves of bread in the next 14 days. But I believe we can do it. And one of the things we need to get running is a bakery. So let's look up bakery and plop that down maybe somewhere around here. I'm thinking could be good. Start construction. And then with those being set up, we can look into how we're doing on the housing market. Let's try to get some more houses up and running. I'm gonna get all of this here sorted, and we can also go here, perhaps not too close to our Lord's Manor, but I think we'll be fine here. With that ready to go, we seem to be one step closer. Our windmill is done, so we have Perry working the windmill. He's going to take on the wheat from John, and then that flour is going to go to the bakery. So while we wait for that, 4 more people are joining our cause. This is excellent. Welcome, welcome. We can start looking into what else we want to produce. So we have a lot of stone and a lot of shirts, which we can't get rid of just yet. A lot of planks, but not so much wood. So I'm thinking maybe one thing we can look into is setting up a nice wood economy going. So I'm going to set up a forester camp. I'm also going to set up another woodcutter camp or lumber camp, and I'm going to plop it just right next to it. And then these guys are going to create a nice symbiosis going of trees being chopped and cut, and that way we can make sure that we get more wood going. We can also look into other parts of the economy. We could look into heavy industries. I'm not too sure that we're there just yet. One of the reasons for that is we don't have access to coal currently. However, that can be imported at a cost. And currently we are having quite a good profit in our weekly total. When it comes to trade, we're spending around 300 gold on tools a week. However, we're earning, it's being set off by around 180 in berries and planks. Let's take a quick look at our trading economy once we have assigned some of these villagers. We have 5 villagers who need jobs. We can put them on a forager so we can sell it. We can increase our granary. And we can, now we have another granary, so we can put 2 there. And then as soon as this bakery is done, we'll be able to have some bakers. This is excellent. How are we doing here? Fish, berries, everything's being sold. This is great. So let's look at our trade. We have, if we look at our on our resource list, we have quite a bit of berries, which we can sell. We have quite a bit of cloth, which we cannot sell, but we can sell the shirts, so we have to be aware of that. When it comes to stone, we can't sell the stone, but we can sell polished stone. So if we want to, we can maybe start selling. Oh, we already set that up for sale. So we're selling all of these. No one's buying the stones. There's no point in putting that on for sale. No one's buying this. We're selling this. We're buying this. And once we get shirts ready, we can start looking into selling that. So I'm going to set that on 30 already. And are anyone willing to buy fish? Could we look into selling fish? Is anyone looking for that? Yeah, so we can actually start considering to sell fish as well. We don't have a lot of fish, so I'm gonna turn it into a buffer at around 25, just so that if we do have more than 25, we can maybe sell some of it. It's not that often a trader comes by anyway, so that's fine. Let's look. Oh, we failed the quest. I was a little bit too ambitious there. Oh well. No harm done, other than I believe we lose some influence, but we're still at 0 there, so it's not like we can get it into the negatives. Very well. So that's life. We can try to make up for that maybe with another mission here. Let's get an easy mission going, and we'll just basically add all of our troops, and then what we can do is we can find our Yolande, and actually I'm gonna let her go as well, that way she gets some experience. So then they go off on their mission. We got a new round of promotions, so let's look at this again. We really want to get rid of shirts, so I'm going to start looking at this. I want Agnes up because she's a market trader, so she's in the center of town. Transporter level 3, we'll give these guys all the commoner rank. And when it comes to the serfs, a citizen, let's do that, because that way we unlock some new stuff. We got 300 gold. I'm going to spend that on on the shepherd, stonemason, the transporter level 3, forger, dairy farmer level 3, that could be good. A weaver is definitely someone who's working in the center of town. I want them to have the nice houses and things like that. Let's do the forgers as well. And yeah, let's leave it at that. So enough promotions for today. Like so. And we'll be able to see that that increases the amount of people that will need church and the amount of people who need clothes. And that will, of course, increase our revenue because now more people will be buying clothes. So that's excellent. The lumber camp is up. That means we can assign 3 more lumberjacks or woodcutters. And that was actually our last hombres that don't have anything to do, but we're getting 2 more people for Brightfield, so this is perfect. And houses are being built, so the town of Brightfield is expanding, and this all is well. Lord Manor, wooden keep, wooden bridge, rustic church, market. We could start thinking about building across the river, but first we need to acquire this land to make it worth it. The forester camp is ready. I'm going to move you over to forester, which is called fisherman, blacksmith, baker, farmer, dairy farmer, shepherd, forester. There you go. That way we are sure that we get the woods we want. Let's try just oak, see how that looks like. Get like a whole monotone forest going. 1 new villager. Our windmill is good. We're still waiting for our bakery to be done, but it's just so close to being done. And next time that horse rider with his quest of bread, then I'll be ready. I'll manage to make it in time, I swear it. There you go, the baker's ready. We got 1 baker down. Can I get another baker down? Yes, I can. So we'll go for that. And we got the grain up and running. How much grain do we have? 0 so far because this is probably the first harvest. Do we have any fancy walls? Yeah, we do. So let's check out this. I like to always just hem this in a little bit. It makes it much more adorable. Like so, so, so. Cancel that. And I see. Well, they have preferred to go here, so we will accept their decision and compromise. Like so. And that means we can move this instead. So I'm going to move this down to here and move this down to here. And then I'm going to work on my crop fields. I'm going to paint this in. And then, let's see here. Extreme success probability. Well, I like those odds, so let's let that go. While we continue our work here, I'm going to carve a path through here to make sure that we get a nice smooth path going through our 2 farms. We can also, so that's good. And then I'm going to remove this whole extraction area just so that we cleared it out. And like so. It's important with the sound effects, or else you're not too sure that the button had an effect. Like so. This is fine. We're getting a lot of new villagers, so we can assign more farmers to work the land. And this is perfect for us. I can see the courier. Let's see, 5 bread. Oh, and we already have 5. That went fast. Did you see how fast? I did not. We just went straight to 28 bread. How did that happen? Did we win that bread or did we? All right, let's do this. To the king. And we need to spend that money before I have earned it. So let's set up. Should we start working up here? Should we start working here? I'm going to say we could start working maybe Yeah, let's start working up here. I'm going to buy this land, territory, like so. And then we can accept that we need to stockpile the bread because it just got pulled over to the store. 14 days. This time we'll make it, guys. We'll make it this time. We'll make sure of it. Oh, with all this money coming in, I just want to start like splurging. But we have to be prudent. We mustn't waste our money just yet. Let's slow things down just to make sure that we're not going off the tracks here. So we now have this chain going. And do we have anyone to sell the bread? No, we don't. We have to also remember to open up this route, and I can do that. That way we can sell our shirts, which now will be starting to be sold because this is already rigged for selling. And we are still waiting for that bread to be set up, which it's not, because have I assigned that bread anywhere? I don't think I have. There. So with the bread in its slots, let's just check both granaries now. So that's granary 1, granary 2. We can actually start storing our grain and our flour, so that way it doesn't overflow in the farms and in the windmill. So that works just fine. And we are trading, we'll start trading bread when we get that far. 12 days to get all the bread in the granary. Let's look how many people are unemployed. We got one more unemployed person. We'll make them a weaver, maybe. Let's make them a transporter. It's always nice to have 2. Success probability average. That's pretty tight. I have lost matches with success probability high, so you're really pushing it here. I think I'm gonna bring them back. There's no point in failing another battle just like that. Houses are expanding. That's great. We have our reforestation. Look at the adorable little trees. It's tiny little oak trees. So that's perfect. These guys they're creating their own circle of life with the trees here. So that's fine. The bread is done. We can take it off the stockpile. We need to make sure that we can sell it, which we currently can't. So I'm going to look into setting up another market stall. Now, do we want it all here? I think we could just leave it all here. But we should start looking into maybe making another market up here, perhaps. Let's do that. I'm going to set up a well, and then I'm going to set up a market like that. And then we're going to set up, we'll start like this, and like this. Too far. It's not too far. You're too far. Second Market Street. Like so. Just there. That can work. Don't we think? Like so. Perfect. Alright, let's start building all that. So we'll start getting a new part of the town up here. That's excellent. Our soldiers are still on their way back. We have completed that quest. And we have new villagers, so we have to make sure that they're good. But we are having some warnings here. Workplace. So the stone cutters are full. Do we have a stonemason at all? Yeah, we do. He is not producing fast enough, my friend. Let's see here. Can we sell? Where are our warehouses? Let's see what we are up against here. Because we should definitely set up a polished stone facility and then start trading polished stone for money. So polished stone, sell everything above 30. That's perfect. They'll accept that. We can also start looking into... I'm thinking that maybe some of these more advanced people will need luxury items soon. And to address that, let's go to the marketplace here, and we will get, I'm going to get a luxury goods stall up and running. And we'll set him down like that. Actually, I'm going to set him up right here. Let's see how that looks. Does this look credible? Is this somewhere I would put up a stall? Maybe. Maybe not. I don't know. Maybe not. Could this work? It's very up close to this well. Maybe this is better. Yeah, I think this is better. Let's do that. Okay, so we'll set up our luxury stall here. That way we can start importing some luxury items. What other things were people reacting to? They can't find anywhere for their food stall. Is that... What is it they can't find? They are not getting fish clothes. They're getting all the stuff they need. I cannot find wheat nearby. Well, that's because there is no wheat made. Are you guys not making the wheat? Or let's let this timer go a little bit longer and see if it solves itself. But with that, we are waiting for this market to be set up. We can start looking into residential area right here. That's good. And we can look into making more farms, perhaps. Expanding this direction to get another cow farm and some more cheese going. We also just unlocked some new stuff, so let's see here. We got the glass and gold smelter, which we will need first to prospect this rock here and see where that leads. I think it also sets up that we can get the statue workshop, which needs marble. And unless they change the materials, this corner of this rock is going to provide marble. But until we get there, I don't need to set up that sculpture workshop. We have also unlocked... didn't we unlock some other things here? We have this heavy industry corner is still there. We need more commoners to get the brewery going. And the inn, we haven't unlocked either. So far we're still sort of stuck where we are. But that's okay. We are making a lot of money. I think we can start looking into investing our gold in trade. So for instance, if we were to invest into heavy industry, we can start getting that running by going into buying, and we can buy our way to around 20 on iron. And then we should buy, let's see, heavy industry. Let's make a little industry corner over here. So I'm going to invest in this territory like so, or maybe I should have it on this side, off in the distance. Yeah, let's put it here. And then we have to make sure we have somewhere to receive the iron. So let's go to our warehouse here. And that's the people, the workplace list. And let's find our warehouses. And we don't have space for iron, so we have to build another warehouse. That's fine. This will be an industrial area. So for the industrial area, we will need a warehouse. Plop that down like so. And we will need so we're getting the iron, and we need the iron for the blacksmith. So we'll set up blacksmith like so, and then we will need coal. So we'll set up a coal hut like so, and we don't have enough money for that, so let's just let that money tick in. And we also need to make sure that we can cut some of these trees. So I'm gonna look into extracting all of this right here and pause this a little bit once that's done, because that way we can maybe get some more clear this out first. With that out of the way, our industrial area is steadily going to build itself up. We have built a well. We got some more people. Let's see how many are unemployed. We got 3 unemployed people. Our soldiers are not on a mission, so we should definitely get a mission up and running. We got 5 people incoming. I'm going to hire 2 more, or at least, 2 more. 1, 2, and then we will send them off to join this battle. So let's go for easy mission and just stack everyone in there, because there's only 1 guy who's wounded, and we'll just untick him again once we're done. That's Yolande. So Yolande, you're staying home. And Yolande, you don't have any weapons on you, do you? Nope. So then they're all ready to go. We send them off to fight for Brightfield. So the well is done. Now it's only about getting the stores ready. Promotion-wise, I'm going to let that thing slip through because I don't have a lot of gold just yet, but I might come back to it once we're ready for that. Stone is being cut and polished and sold. Our shirts are being sold. Cheese, we could probably increase our cheese output. How much milk do we have? We have 0, almost no milk. So I'm going to set up another farm here. And we're going to set up a dairy farm. I'm going to plop that right here. Like so. We don't need the manure side on the... So we got those done. We can construct our coal hut. And we can get a food stall going, which means we need to assign some food to it. What do we have? A lot of fish, cheese, bread, berries. We have a lot of berries. So you can sell the berries. Excellent. Can we build anything fancy here? We can get a little fancy with this lean-to large porch like that. We can also get a banner going maybe right here. And let's also get that up here. What do you mean too far? You're too far. Oh, it's because of the edge. Let's leave that. I'm going to set up 1 more of these. That way more people can train. And I know we'll be able to get some nifty stuff here in a while. This is why. It's better here. Does that work? Yeah, I have an idea for that. Alright, so let's build that. And then I'm going to, once it's built, I'm going to modify that wall so that it doesn't clip the chimney. Alright, let's see. What else can we get working on here? We have some people who don't have anything to do. Richard doesn't have anything to do. And we can put him to work cutting more wood because we are in need of wood. Excellent. Richard, your services are most appreciated. And we should also start thinking about how we can improve. I know that there will be a storm incoming soon, and we will definitely need to be able to take care of ourselves food-wise for that. So we can start, either we need to start importing more food and being able to handle that, or that burden economically, or we will need to be more self-sufficient in the production of food, which would mean either making more fishing points, which we could preferably do here along it, maybe set up some sort of a harbor here with the bridge coming over here, or we will have to expand on some of the other food production facilities. So I think it's the production of herbs, of berries, and of corn that is reduced during the storm, while fish are increased. I think it's 20% increase for fish, and it's halved for all of the plant-based production chains. So we need to be prepared for that when that time comes. Let's see here. Is the luxury item store ready yet? No, it's not. So we'll have to wait still for that. No cheese. 4 cheese. One more market stand is up. We don't have any people to man it just yet, but we can get clothes going here. And once we get a new immigrant, we can assign them the work. We also should probably start building other infrastructure here to make it more appealing. How are we doing on? We got 63 villagers. Of them, the serfs, commoners, and citizens need church, so that's 12, 15, that's 27, 28. And I believe we have 35 in our church. Yeah, so all 28 who need faith are currently seeking faith, which means we are at the limit. No, we're not. Sorry. Wait, what? 29? How can we have 29 people wanting faith? Do newcomers don't want faith? Did I count wrong? No, it's 29. Maybe the soldiers need faith, and that's probably why. So I need to remember to start counting them as well. So given that, we are actually above how much the church can handle. However, given that not everyone needs to go to the church at the same time, I think we'll be fine. But we just need to keep that in mind. Let's sell some bread. So that's done. The market should be now ready. Once we're just missing 2 people to man the stalls, and then hopefully people will start building homes around this area as well. Let's speed things up again, just to get stuff cracking. Building complete market. So now the luxury stall is also done, and we want. For luxury items, I'm going to do honey, because I think we can buy honey for 40. Let's buy honey. Or what else did I do? I didn't buy anything else, did I? Let's see here. This is a luxury good. I didn't buy that. This is... I'm buying tools. I'm buying iron. And that's it. So we're going to buy honey. Honey, we're going to start with 5, because there's not that many people who want it. And we're going to sell honey, and we're going to assign someone to the honey. So Rudolph is selling the honey, and then we need a granary to handle the honey. So let's go to the granary, and 1 unused slot for honey. Perfect. So that means we are getting honey. Carla is going to help us with these stands right here. The dairy farm is still being produced, so let's get Carla at the good stall. We already have 1 food going. Extreme success probability. Let's hope that they prevail. And I'm going to tidy up this edge right here while we're at it, while I see it. Decoration, decorative bush, like so. I think if I hold down shift. No. Let's try that again. I believe the shift helps me. I can place, yeah. That. It's a quick fix. It's not super perfect, but it works. 2 people want to join. We're doing very well on the happiness side of things. People want to live in Brightfield. And we also should probably expand on our town hall. And one way to do that is actually to build. We can actually build more that focuses on on just the taxation part, for instance. So I'm thinking maybe we could do that here. So we can actually start setting that up. We're going to set up a Lord Manor. What I want is the stone building part. Oh, should I hold off a little bit longer? How long until I can get the stone building part? Wooden keep, decorative. No. Where is it? Rustic church. There's no bars here. Stone sets. So it's actually the next one. I need 20 commoners. How far away am I? 15. So 5 more commoners on our next promotion, and we'll be there. So let's look for that when that happens, and then I'll build it then, because there's no point in building an unusable or inferior Lord Manor. Alright, so the dairy farm is underway. We have no warnings. People are arriving in our city. We got, let's see here, Grace and Carl are unemployed, so let's staff them on something. We'll set the last market tender, and we can look into more stone, perhaps. Do we need more stone? I think we're doing fine on the stone. We got 2 transporters. I never really understood how many transporters I need. If anyone in the comments would like to say, give a rule of thumb on that, because I know that like now I have 4 slots. You can have maybe 1 on each slot, but is it really necessary for that, given that you have such limited amount of resources that are being moved around at any given time? All right, success probability. Are we gonna risk it? Should we risk it? Yeah, all right, let's go for it. Charge! Hopefully this will be to victory and not to utter defeat. All right, the envoy is back, and this time it's berries. And we can get you berries, my friend. I will get you as many berries as you need. Let's just see what kind of influence I want. If I can max this out, I can just splurge through all of this at once. We do need more splendor, though. I need way more splendor. And the same when it comes to these. So I'm actually going to, we'll put on labor just because we can just cash that in. And then, but we definitely need to build on our labor influence. And that comes from marketplaces and from our Lord Manor. And the easiest way to do it right now is to actually just upgrade this right away. So I'm going to put all my food stalls get little houses. And blue I want to put for luxury items, and green we'll put for goods. So by adding that and setting up maybe, I need to remember to turn this. I'm going to make this into a stand area. We can maybe go like so, and we'll set up some benches here as well. And then we'll set up some signs. That way we'll really boost our influence here. Goods, come get your goods. Come get your luxury items. This is perfect. All right, let's start that construction, and then we're gonna cut the movement here. So I don't want to hit this guy to get stuck though. So I'm gonna make a tiny little dot. Let's see how that affects things. Like that. Hopefully that will seal the deal. Berries. Why are the berries not being delivered? Is it Oliver again who's hustling me? Stock maximum. It's taking its sweet time. Alright, we got 2 more transporters up here. That's good. And this guy is going to receive the iron. He's going to receive the coal, and he's going to take on all the tools, because this will be the tool production area. Actually, no, we want the tools in town. That's fine. But we're going to need barrels for later when we get that far. And coal and iron. We took the coal. Yeah, that's the correct one. Good. All right, I think that's fine. That warehouse is ready to roll. Berries are done. We can unstockpile the berries. Perfect. And I think this is as good a place as any to start wrapping things up. We have done quite a bit for our economy. We've set up the whole bread chain. We have expanded to this plateau here, so we're going to set up a second commercial hub. We've also set up an industrial area where we're going to start producing our own tools, so we no longer need to import that and instead import only the iron. And we've also done our work into setting up this tree ecosystem here to make sure that we have plenty of wood incoming. and that's perfect. So with all that said and done, and our quest failed here, our soldiers again losing. We have the most pitiful soldiers. We'll have to do something about that. I'm going to round out this episode off for now, and I hope you guys enjoyed it. Please comment in the comment section below if you like what you see, or if you want me to do anything in particular with our small town. And I hope you hit the like button and to subscribe, because there'll be more episodes coming in the near future. Thanks a lot, guys. Brightfield out.